Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
I'm Everett Cassamy, and we are starting with two breaking stories here at noon. A business in Chesterfield Township is evacuated as police search for a suspect. And then a bomb threat has been reported on Michigan State's campus. We do begin in East Lansing with that threat that has forced the evacuation of Michigan State's administration building. This comes after a Board of Trustees meeting where the Larry Nassar scandal was front and center. Local 4's Jason Colthorpe joining us live now in East Lansing. And Jason, what is the latest there?
Well, this building remains closed at the moment, Everett, and I talked to East Lansing Police just a few moments ago. This threat came in about 10:45 this morning, which was about an hour after the board meeting had ended. They wouldn't give any more information about who got the call, but not long after, they thought it serious enough to evacuate this entire building. And if you look behind me, it remains closed. Police posted at every door and every exit around the building. And off to his left, if you look out there, you'll see people standing. We have video from earlier of several people just outside the building waiting to get word on what's going to happen. They think it's going to remain closed for quite a while because they have bomb-sniffing dogs going through the building. They have investigators looking through the building. Right now, I'm told by police they have found nothing yet at this moment, but no word on when that'll wrap up. As for the meeting itself, it ended, like we say, about an hour before this bomb threat. It went about the way some of the more recent MSU Board of Trustees meetings have gone, although this time some of the survivors were what are known as the Wave 2 survivors, the ones who have come forward after the initial lawsuits. And they expressed their displeasure with the way MSU is talking about wanting to heal and saying it's sorry, yet also trying to dismiss their lawsuits in court. And the president also, the brand new president, we should say, had his turn to address this. And here's a little of what he had to say.
I believe this institution needs to address relationship violence and sexual misconduct more aggressively and more completely. As an institution, we must acknowledge the oversights and errors of the past. And we must take actions that advance healing and ensure that this is a safe, respectful, and welcoming campus for all.
We've heard those words from the new president before. He's reiterating that again today. We'll see if it makes a difference. Again, giving you another look here live at the Hanna administration building where it remains closed for a bomb threat that, again, just to recap, came in about 10:45 this morning with a phone call. Police aren't saying if it was made to someone here or if it went straight to dispatch, but they are actively investigating. The buildings remain closed, and employees given no idea right now when they might be able to get back in the building. But just to put it in perspective, I was talking to some employees, and one lady told me in her 40 years working here at this building, she's never heard of a bomb threat. So it is quite unusual. We're live in East Lansing. Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
All righty, Jason, thank you for the update. Also breaking at this hour, two people are in custody after a situation in Chesterfield. Police are saying that officers were chasing a larceny suspect who then went into the Anchor Bay packaging plant just off a 23-mile road. Two people have been taken into custody again, and also officers found a handgun on one of them. We'll keep you updated as we get new details about this story. Developing right now, the search for a driver in a possible deadly hit and run out of East Point. Officers found a man in the road of 10 Mile near Hayes last night. Police think that he lost control of his motorcycle, crashed, and then died. A witness saw a driver leaving the area of that crash, and police think that that person might be involved. The victim has been identified as 45-year-old Irvin Smith from Warren. Police are asking for your help in identifying the driver. And a car drove through the front of the animal hospital last night. This was Sky 4 video that shows the aftermath. There's a big gaping hole there in the front of the Healing Care Animal Hospital. It's over in Allen Park. Hospital staff saying that it happened in the middle of the night when no one was there. So thankfully no one was hurt, but no animals were hurt either because the car only went into the reception area. And we continue to track Hurricane Dorian as it makes its first landfall in the U.S. this morning. This is a live look from Ocean City, Maryland, where you can see how intense the waves are right now. Dorian, as you know, was a Category 1 hurricane when it made landfall over Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. This was around 9. And right now it's skimming the coast, wiping out power to 200,000 homes and businesses across the state. People are being warned about dangerous winds and life-threatening storm surge. Jay Gray is in Wilmington, North Carolina, to show us more of the damage.
Hey there, want to give you an update on what's going on right now here in Wilmington. We're still seeing some winds gusting at times 30, 40 miles an hour tops. The rain has stopped, thankfully, after what was a long night. Driving rains for hours, very intense wind gusts here. Now with daylight, people getting out, kind of assessing the damage here. We do have some standing water, some flooding in some areas. We also have seen tree limbs down, the facades of signs and some buildings in the roadways here, but really along the Carolinas, as they start to clean up and the storm starts to move away, officials, including the governor, warning, don't let your guard down just yet.
Stay home and safe. Don't drive through standing or moving water. If the road is covered with water, turn around. Don't risk your life or the lives of first responders.
Now, coastal communities to the north are going to continue to feel the effects of this storm well into the weekend. So Dorian finally and thankfully on its way out, but not leaving without a fight.
Listen for tornado watches and warnings, because that certainly can happen.
That's the latest here in Wilmington. I'm Jay Gray. Back to you now.
All righty, Jay, thank you. In the Bahamas now, the aftermath of Dorian is just downright devastating. The death toll has now risen to 30, but again, it is expected to go up dramatically as the country assesses all the damage. Crews are inspecting each home and collapsed structure are scattered around the island. The country's health minister calls it, quote, a horrendous challenge. Video from the island shows entire neighborhoods simply reduced to rubble.
We have nothing left. All of our homes are destroyed. We have nowhere to go.
It literally looked like we were bombed.
The U.S. Coast Guard is still trying to rescue people from that rubble. Today, more help is on the way to the Bahamas from relief agencies and individual donors. Let's get on over to meteorologist Andrew Humphrey right now to track exactly where the storm is.
That's right, and Dorian is still making its way. It's buzzsawing its way through still eastern North Carolina, southeast Virginia. Heavy rain also affecting southeastern Maryland. Now, it made landfall, as Everard mentioned earlier this morning, at 8:35 in Cape Hatteras, right here. That's where the center of the storm goes over land. It just nicks Cape Hatteras, but just enough to the west where it actually did make landfall. And as Everard said, for the first time here in North America, because it's still traveling to the northeast at around 14, 15 miles per hour, with winds of still 90 miles per hour. Actually, it's moving faster than what it was earlier this morning, now moving at 17 miles per hour. At that rate, it'll be over the open waters of the Atlantic, but still large enough to produce at least higher winds and some rainfall up and down the east coast from the mid-Atlantic into the northeast as we go through the day today. Still a Category 1 storm, even by tomorrow morning when you join me on Local 4 News today, Saturday morning. Then it makes its second landfall here in Nova Scotia and on the eastern side of Canada. Now around here, totally different weather. Much calmer, cloudy, and we have some widely scattered showers. They've already entered the area, unrelated to Dorian, but they will be around this afternoon. We're still going to make it to 70 degrees or a bit more. We'll talk more about this rainfall for us for today, when it stops, and what happens for this weekend and over the next 7 days, coming right up.
All righty, Angela will be checking in with you shortly. The men accused of stabbing and killing a Marine City man went in front of a judge today. Dustin Jordan and Richard Hayes are both facing charges in the death of a 26-year-old man. Today, a judge approved competency exam for Dustin Jordan. He'll be in court November 1st. Meanwhile, Richard Hayes waived his preliminary hearing and a judge sent his case to trial. He'll be back in court next week. New here at noon, the U.S. trade war with China appears to be taking a toll on the hiring market. 130,000 jobs were added in August. 25,000 of those were temporary census workers. Economists call the total modest, blaming the trade war and global economic weakness on that hiring slowdown. Still, the unemployment rate is 3.7%, near the lowest level in about 5 decades. GOP leaders in Lansing have agreed on a budget without a plan to fix the roads. Lawmakers agreed on the budget and intend to begin passing bills. However, Governor Gretchen Whitmer says that she will not sign a budget unless it includes a fix to the roads. Whitmer has proposed a 45 cents a gallon fuel tax hike that Republicans rejected. The governor accuses the GOP of not proposing viable alternatives. We should let you know the budget deadline is October 1st, so it is certainly approaching and quickly. New information this afternoon about what might be causing an increase in lung disease linked to vaping. Find out what's inside of some of the products that's now the focus of an investigation. Plus,
I just remember walking up and then seeing a mountain lion on this rock.
This kid is 8 years old, and he tried to fight off a mountain lion. What he grabbed when the 65-pound cat went on the attack. That's coming up. But first, suspected of sabotage. Why investigators say an American Airlines employee faked a problem that grounded a plane and has him facing some pretty serious charges.